The goal of therapy is to one day be done. And maybe on the very last therapy session, the therapist may tell the following story. Once upon a time, deep in a quiet, dark forest, in the heart of a quiet, dark forest, stood a tree. On one of its uppermost branches there hung a curious object. It resembled a little brown silken pouch, and it hung on the underside of a high branch, deep in the quiet, dark forest. The little silk pouch hung there through a long, long winter. Inside the pouch slept a quiet creature, sleeping a quiet, deep sleep, its little body curled up, motionless. But all through the cold winter, warm inside its silken pouch, the little body kept growing. So slowly, you couldn't be sure, but growing it was. And as it grew bigger and bigger, the silken pouch fit more and more snugly and held the little creature more tightly. But still, the little body kept growing and growing until one spring day it had grown so big that the silken pouch gently began to tear. As it tore, a larger and larger opening appeared in its side until one day the pouch opened from one end to the other. The little creature stirred and felt its new space. Then cautiously, trembling in all its fragile body, it pushed its head outside the pouch. It couldn't see very much because the forest was still quite dark and its eyes were still only partly open. It could hear murmurings and it could see soft, vague shapes. It could smell wonderful and tantalizing fragrance. And so, trembling, it dared to emerge yet farther and farther from within its soft, silken prison. And when at last it crept free of the pouch, it stood on shaky legs, all wet and skinny and very, very unsure of itself. In the sky, over the trees in the forest, the sun shone brightly, and the golden light filtered down through the leaves in a patchwork of shapes and patterns. There, just ahead, with ever-strengthening eyesight, it saw a bright shape on the bough, and, lured by the shining, beautiful color, the little creature cautiously crept forward, inch by inch, stopping at the very small step to look about fearfully. And at last, entirely free of the little brown pouch, it moved right into the golden shape. And there, it felt the warmth of the color, almost heard the vibrating sound of the golden color, and the fragrance it smelled was also golden. As the warmth spread over its body, it felt energy tingling and beginning to surge. Steadily began to feel its strength, and it stood up ever straighter, lifting its head, and then it discovered wondrous long feelers at the top of its head that could sense all around it the new world of the forest. Its heart began to swell with a feeling and a sense almost like love, almost like power, almost like strength, almost like joy. And as it grew warmer and warmer in the golden shape that surrounded it, it began to unfold from its body a wonderful, wonderful pair of translucent wings that kept spreading wider and wider. And on the wings there emerged a fantastic pattern of glorious color and shape and design, and the little creature trembled as it allowed its wings to flutter gently in the sunlight. And as they dried, they became ever more powerful until at last the little creature began rhythmically, as in a dance. It began rhythmically raising and lowering its two beautiful wings, and ever more quickly, ever more powerfully, the marvelous wings beat the air until, with a surging leap into space, the little creature soared upwards, higher and higher, until it was flying, gliding, dipping, held up by the air, propelled forward by the strength of its wings, sailing in a graceful dance high above the forest, free, beautiful, and winging its ways into the welcoming world.